Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here and let's wake up the football gods. Hope everybody is having a great eve of Christmas Eve, as tomorrow we take on the Philadelphia Eagles, and surprisingly, the Dallas Cowboys are a 5-point favorite. I don't know how that happens. I know we're the home team. I know that Jalen Hurts isn't playing, but they got the best offensive line in football. They got a great running attack. They've got a defense that's been killing people, and we just a little old boy. We them boys. Remember that. We just them boys. And it's kind of crazy because Philly 500, usually he's Mark Holmes. I don't know where Philly's been. I've teased a little bit with Philly, just say, hey, hello, Philly, don't forget about us. But I don't know what's going on with Philly 500. So we'll see. Tonight, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start our live stream at 8 o'clock, and that will be the Zoom call. So channel members will be able to call in, give us their take on the game and things like that, and we'll do it. We'll do the show from there. I think that'll actually work out really cool. So we'll start out at 8 o'clock tonight instead of our usual 9. And I'll have the Zoom link in the community tab for all of you. And if you've become a channel member, and we've had a lot of new channel members, I'll repost the link again up higher in there for getting your shot glass and other stuff for becoming a channel member. Okay, so we have some good news, potentially. Jerry Jones, one to never mix words too much, has confirmed that wide receiver T.Y. Hilton will be active for the Dallas Cowboys. And Jerry says, yes, he will be, and I'm very excited to see him. He'll be involved and counted on because, here it is. We're getting close to playoffs, and you know what I want.
I think that's a part of leadership, is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed to share it with everybody involved. For me, it's a reminder. I, too, have been here 23 years. And it is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole. So I have that perspective.
He wants some glory holes. Now, we had a problem last week without Leighton Vander Esch. It's funny, players that we have that we much misalign, when we don't have them, we really miss them. And Leighton Vander Esch, and you could see that the Cowboys gave up a lot of yardage on the run. What may possibly happen, I don't know if it's true or not, but we'll see. The Cowboys are probably going to change things up from the first game. The first game, Micah Parsons played basically defensive end and edge rusher. And what the Eagles did was they ran right at him. See, Micah is better in chasing or moving laterally to go ahead and make moves and things. When you run straight at him, he is lighter, and having, the offensive tackles having Lane Johnson and things, being able to just try and push him out of the way, seemed to be more effective. With us not having Leighton Vander Esch, you might see Micah Parsons playing some middle linebacker, which will use his lateral ability to get there. Now, he has, of course, coming back from the illness that he had. Also, too, I think he's a little dinged up. He doesn't seem quite as fast as he has been. So we'll see how the Cowboys use it, but definitely they need to do something different than what they did the last time, because we really weren't that effective against him. Of course, Jalen Hurts will not be playing, it looks like, that Gardner Minshew, who is more of a pocket presence, who can run some, but not the same way Jalen Hurts can, will still be moving around the pocket. So we have those situations, of course, going on right now. And also Jerry Jones has basically said, as far as Odell Beckham Jr., that the longer that this goes, okay, let me quote you exactly. let's just leave it where it is. The more weeks that go by as you get your chance towards the playoff, it diminishes the chances of him being able to play in the playoffs. Playoffs?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
That's right. We're talking about playoffs. So it does not sound like A, Odell is going to be ready to play in the playoffs, or B, that the Cowboys are going to sign him. Yeah. So we went through that whole exercise of thinking that Odell Beckham Jr. was going to be the savior for the Cowboys, and that fizzled into nothing. So in reality, we're all we have. Now let's hope that T.Y. Hilton can step up and do a little bit more than what we're getting currently from Noah Brown as well as from Michael Gallup, because, people will go through and they kill Dak Prescott and say he's not the one, he's not the one. But I dare say with only one really good wide receiver and a bunch of guys, there's only so much you can do. Your tight end, I hate to say it, Dalton Schultz has been kind of missing in action. And you look at him being a franchise tag player, he's not giving you franchise tag results. And this is where, unfortunately, as we start risking the biscuit, trying to get, big plays down the field, there's not big play places to go. We don't have guys that are wide open. We constantly have guys that are getting contested balls, that are getting hit as soon as they get the ball, which is why balls are being tipped up and you have interceptions. Take a look, because I know a lot of you guys only go through and you listen to ESPN and all those things, and they'll tell you, well, Dak Prescott's got more interceptions. Well, this is true. But when you have stuff that happens like Noah Brown, and I don't mean to throw Noah Brown under the bus, but when you have interceptions that are right on the money and they tip the ball right to the defender, it's hard to blame the quarterback. But it is what it is. And even with that, we are still in the playoffs. So the question is, and we'll go to first things first and listen to see their thoughts on Gardner Minshew starting for the Eagles, and if the Eagles or the Cowboys. I'm going to leave it right there. But see, I don't honestly think that Jalen Hurts will end up playing any more the regular season, which I think could be problematic for the Eagles. Because, here it is, a sprained shoulder is one of those things that, 2 to 3 weeks, you look at it, say this week and next week, and then you have the final week against the Giants. Are you going to play him on that one coming back? I'm not sure that they do. But I want to say something to all the people that are making fun of the Dallas Cowboys, that you lost that game and this, that, and the other. I want you to understand something at least about the Jaguars, who ended up beating the Jets last night. And right now, if the Jaguars win their last 2 games, they're in the number 4 seed in the AFC. The Jags would be the number 4 seed in the AFC. And that's clearly a team that has turned themselves around, because over the course of the last basic month, they have beat the Ravens, which should be a playoff team. They have beat the Titans, who should be a playoff team. If not, it's because the Jaguars beat them. They beat us, which we are a playoff team, and they beat the Jets, a team that thought that they had a chance to be a playoff team. That's 4 teams. 4 teams that all have winning records. The Jags are on a hot streak right now. I mean, can we just say that the Jags are playing some ball right now? The only loss in December is to the Lions, who happen to be another team that's turned hot real quick. So, this whole thing that, the Cowboys are asked because they lost to the Jags, you know what? We walked into their house, made some mistakes, should have won, but lost to a team that has beat some good teams. So we'll see where we go from that. Zach Wilson, I get so many people that say, just draft a quarterback. And you look at some of the quarterbacks that have been drafted, first-round quarterbacks that teams have been constantly trying to get. They drafted Zach Wilson to replace Sam Darnold. The Jets are still looking for a quarterback. The Carolina Panthers are still, after getting 2 former number 1 pick quarterbacks, are looking for quarterbacks. It is a hard thing to find quarterbacks. And the Dallas Cowboys' problems are not just Dak, and I'm not by any stretch of the imagination saying that Dak Prescott is perfect. He's not. But he's damn good. And if you have the pieces around him, and I know people use that as a cliche, but you can't tell me that Pat Mahomes doesn't have pieces around him. You can't tell me that Jalen Hurts does not have pieces around him. There is no quarterback out there that is doing it all by himself without having a quality running game or wide receivers or offensive line or a great offensive coordinator. We'll see what happens with the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, it is on. I'm amazed that so many Eagle fans are kind of quiet right now. That has not been the case for the last year. Eagle fans quiet? It's kind of scary. Anyway, hope all of you are having a great Friday, and you know how we roll. It's time for me to get back in the workshop.
Our folks here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe for the Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?